for me. Feels like there's not much for me. No, it's not for me. Every year I know a different girl dies. Sometimes close, sometimes a passerby. Guess that's the way of the dolls. Guess that's the way I know I'm just a doll. Guess that's the way of the dolls. Guess that's the way I know I'm a doll. Not for me, oh no, this place is not for me. Not for me, there's not much for me. Never think about hurting no one, no. Just think to hurt myself. No, not gonna hurt me, actually. Just thought I'd play it out. No, never think about hurting no one. Just think I hurt myself. No, not gonna hurt me, actually. Just thought I'd play it out. So I watch my life moving forward to see the future. Sometimes bright, sometimes darker than the eye of the beholder. Holding on to life like a kite string on a windy day. Maybe I'll just fly away. Ooh, I'll fly. God, please make me a bird, and then I'll fly. I'll fly. much, not for me. Feels like there's not much for me. No, it's not for me. Every year I know a different girl who dies. Sometimes close, sometimes a passerby. Guess that's the way of the dolls. Guess that's the way I know I'm just a doll. Guess that's the way of the dolls. Guess that's the way I know I'm done. Not for me, oh no, this place is not for me. Not for me, there's not much for me. Never think about hurting no one, no. Just think to hurt myself. No, not gonna hurt me, actually. Just thought I'd play it out. No, never think about hurting no one. Just think I hurt myself. No, not gonna hurt me, actually. Just thought I'd play it out. So I watch my life moving forward to see the future. Sometimes bright, sometimes darker than the eye of the beholder. Holding on to life like a kite string on a windy day. Maybe I'll just fly away. Ooh, I'll fly. God, please make me a bird, and then I'll fly. I'll fly. God, please make me a bird, so I can fly.
J'ai faim de toi, tu sais que j'ai besoin. J'ai faim, oui j'ai faim de toi, pas d'autre pour moi.
Here we go. Hello and welcome to Totally Tell Me, a weekly entertainment review podcast where we talk about movies, music, food, and fun. My name is Dominic Mercurio and I am here with Laura Weinbach.
Hello.
What's up, Laura? How's it going?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good. And I am sitting next to the one and only Star Amerasu. She's here with us, joining us.
Where is she? No,
Oh my god, where is she? There she sits.
I'm Bella Thorne.
I'm so excited to have Star on. Star is a multidisciplinary artist here in Oakland, California. She is joining us now. I mean, well, actually, Star, we met not too long ago, I would say. But yeah, I've known of Star for a while, but we recently got to collaborate.
November?
Yeah, we got to collaborate in November on a very special little something that's coming out at some point. Star is beginning to make some film work, which I'm really excited about. I've obviously seen it. I edited it, and I'm so excited for people to finally get to see what you've been working on.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And of course, what you were just hearing was a song off of Star's upcoming album. She's
She's also a musician.
Yeah, I should also say
filmmaker.
she's also a musician, filmmaker, she does it all. But yeah, you were just hearing Amerasu. That's your stage name, or what would you
My
say?
stage name.
Yeah. Okay.
My music moniker.
Music moniker is a better way to say that. I like
That's
that.
my musical moniker.
Yeah. her
That's your double M.
Right.
Your mama. Your muma.
Mommy, make me mash my M&M's.
Ooh, is that a vocal warm-up?
Do you do?
Yeah.
I was
Oh.
gonna say, do you do that before? before recording? Did you do that before you recorded the last track?
I do some vocal warm-ups, yes, sometimes. I used to like really do them a lot. Like intensely. Cause I was like,
so was that was one of them?
Mommy
what were
make
some
my
other
mac.
ones that
Wait.
you would do?
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Okay, there's one that I find to be absolutely hilarious, and this is for real. People do it. They do it especially in theater type scenes. They go like this. Bumblebee, 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 bumblebee.
Yeah. We did something similar to that, and then my teacher had us do like this, with her hands like this, and you go, bumblebee, 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 bumblebee.
Oh my god.
Why this?
What? Yeah, why that? I was gonna ask that.
I think
Does
gay.
it-
I think it's like a gay.
It's a gay thing.
I think he's gay. He was gay. I feel like
Bumblebee.
No, it's not it. It's bumblebee. It's like you have a crystal ball in your hand. That's what I'm imagining.
Oh,
With
yeah.
like maybe a single bumblebee inside getting.
I thought it was like a
Ah.
gay gang sign kind of thing.
Maybe it's supposed to help you know what direction you're going with your pitches. Bumblebee, bumblebee.
Right. Or
You're a
I-
singer.
Where bumblebee is getting.
it's like
brashed
keeping the
back.
tempo, keeping the tempo maybe like bumblebee, because you're kind of doing like a maybe it's
Yeah,
that.
it's for the tempo.
Just
maybe.
the bumblebee. I think the phrase bumblebee, there's something to
But
that.
you're a
isn't
singer
there?
too. Do you do vocal
Yes.
warm-ups and stuff?
I do, yeah. I used to be very reluctant about doing them because I just felt that they were boring, but they are so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
The ones I do, so the main ones that I do, and I also teach voice, so this is why I always encourage my students to do is triads. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. That's the basic.
Mm-hmm.
And then staccato octave. So ah, 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 ah. Having to hit the notes in a short amount of time, but with like your chest voice or like feeling the punch in your diaphragm, and having to hit the note straight on with a very short amount of time is a challenge, but also really good for like getting your intonation really in tune.
Well, there you have it. Look, we're in class right
Calibrated.
now.
I know that's right.
We're learning
So
things.
there you guys go. A little
Yeah.
free vocal lesson for you. Next one is going to cost something. But, no.
just a little teaser of Laura's classes. I feel like I
No,
didn't
but
properly.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I feel like I
What?
didn't properly set up the show, so I should mention. Totally
Yeah.
Tell Me, we go live every 2 Sundays at 7 p.m. We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. You could also be listening to us on podcast services later. And so if you are, just know that you can also tune in live on these shows. It's always kind of like the best way, I would say, to experience it. If you're watching live, you can comment. We'll see your comments, and we'll kind of incorporate you into the show as needed, as necessary. And yeah, here we are with Star. Later in the last half of the episode, we're going to be talking about the Lost Boys. First half, we're just going to kind of chit-chat, but second half, we'll be talking about the Lost Boys, the 1987, maybe like horror comedy, I would say.
Yeah.
100% horror comedy.
What would you say?
100% horror comedy. is
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
would-
yeah.
Horror comedy.
Definitely.
The cult classic Lost Boys. So we'll be getting all into that in the second half of the episode, so stick around for that. But first, we're just going to kind of chit-chat, talk about our lives, catch up, etc., etc. But yeah, Star, I'm dying to know a little bit about you, what you've been up to. I guess I saw you like not terribly long ago, and we
Yeah.
also collaborated on another thing.
Essentially, I'm like, I need help with my school projects, and I know a great editor.
I'm more than happy to. I mean, these are like beyond school projects, though.
No, I mean
Yeah.
they're professional. I'm a professional
Yeah.
artist who was in film school. But honestly, I went to film school, so I'm in film school, and I'm in film school because I had a like art residency
Yeah.
where I was the multidisciplinary artist. You know, and they gave like somebody else like a storytelling artist, so they were like an actual filmmaker. This is last year. I hadn't made a film before.
Right.
And so then I made a visual poem last year, and I really liked the process of that and working with the director. Now I've acted in films, And then
Wait, actually, on the visual poem, I'm actually curious. Did you like write that and then someone else directed, or what was kind of your role in that?
so I wrote the poem, and then my friend Amy Hoffman, she's a director. She goes to AFI.
Oh yeah.
And so then she and I I had all of this writing of mine, and we cut it up and put it into different orders to make a story.
Okay.
And then I got the art residency. I don't think originally they thought I was gonna make a film, but they gave me like a micro grant.
Okay.
So it was like $2,500. Like, I'll say how much it was. It wasn't that much, but
Yeah.
I feel like you can make a film with that much money.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
That's great.
I made a film. We made it on film. We filmed it on film. We got like film.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I was really inspired going to the film festival. I also was like, no shade to like filmmakers, but I was like, oh, like the bar is not, to me, it didn't seem like that high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's hard. And now going to film school, I'm like, oh, because it's really hard to make a film.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh no, yeah. So that's why a lot of bad stuff gets made, because it's like, it's hard to get all the people together and to do the whole thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, if you really want to like make a film with a crew, it's gonna take an insane amount of work.
A miracle.
Like scheduling. Yeah, it's like it takes a lot of
Small
time, a lot of
miracle.
effort. But yeah, I love the process too, obviously.
Wait, so the film that you worked on, Dominic, with Star was the one that you just talked about? Or
No, it was a different one.
Oh.
So that was last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to film school at the end of the year. It started in September of last year.
Mm-hmm.
What film school? if you don't mind me
I'm
asking?
going to the SF Film School.
Okay.
So I'm
cool.
in my second semester right now. And it's almost over, thank God.
It's like a 2-year program, right? Or 1-year program?
It's 2 years
Okay.
or 1 year. But
Okay.
I'm just doing the 1 year.
Got it.
Yeah.
But
Who are some of your? Can I ask who some of your favorite filmmakers are? Or
Yes, I have a
favorite-
list of them.
Ooh.
I had to write it down because, I don't have the best memory.
Yeah, me too.
well, also I think that's like a difficult question. When I get asked that question, I always kind of like freeze up because I'm like, oh man, my favorites. Like, there's so many to me that
You have your top like 5, but we've talked about this before.
Well, sure, but I feel
could
like
name
I
them.
probably would have said a different
Luca
5
Guadagnino.
modern
yeah,
directors.
sure.
Yeah, Luca Guadagnino would definitely be up
I
there. as one
mean,
of the
Quentin
modern directors.
Tarantino, all time. right?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's top 5 though, actually, but he's
Oh,
up there.
okay,
He's up there
hey.
somewhere. But we
I
should
like
hear from Star.
Tarantino. No, I like Tarantino.
Sorry.
No.
I just wanted
And
to
I
say
like
again.
the Call Me By Your Name one.
Yeah, Luca Guadagnino.
Yeah,
But
He's
what
so
else?
good.
There was something else he did after that.
Yeah,
he did Suspiria.
Suspiria.
The,
Did you see
the
Suspiria?
new version of Suspiria.
The new one.
Yeah.
No, I don't-
Yeah, really good version of
Oh,
it.
you weren't into it?
No, I actually don't like really actually spooky
Oh,
movies.
that is kind of spooky.
Yeah, that's
I
actually pretty
like
fun.
horror comedy.
Yeah.
Or like a little bit of
Like camp.
I can do suspense. To me, one of the most suspenseful movies is Gravity, starring
Sandra Bullock, right? Yeah.
To me, I was like, oh.
Oh my god, that was intense.
See, but I can do that.
Yeah, like you like thrillers maybe is what it sounds like. Because I would call that kind of like thriller, right? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me some
Oh
of
my
your.
God, now a bot.
And
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God,
have
a
to be
bot.
your favorite. But like some of your filmmakers that you like and movies that you like.
I usually
love.
used to only say one, which was Xavier Dolan.
Oh my god, I love him. Yeah.
Oh wait, Xavier Dolan. What are you doing on?
He did this movie called Mommy.
That's my favorite.
Oh,
I was
yes,
gonna say
I
that.
watched
And he did it, but my favorite one is this one called Heartbeats,
Also
which is
so good.
2010. It's very 2010.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Wait,
just
what was Mommy about again? Maybe I'm thinking of
it's
Mommy.
like this boy
something
who's
else.
like kind of crazy, and the mom, and they're kind of like white trashy in Montreal. That's basically
It's like a young blonde boy, and he's like very troubled, and he's like kind of an asshole to his mom. They have like a really strained relationship. He's kind of like a piece of shit a little bit, but then also they have like these really loving moments too. So there's like this push and pull of like the mom is like
dynamic.
desperately wanting to connect with her kid, but her kid is like a brat, but then at times like they're great. So it's like this distressed relationship. It's just all about their relationship, but it is phenomenally directed and written, and I mean, it looks gorgeous too. I'm obsessed with that movie.
I feel like they're trying to do
Oh.
something throughout the movie. There's like one goal that they have or something which is why it drives
Oh.
it forward. Like they keep trying to do these things, and he keeps fucking it up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I also like Catherine Hardwicke, the director of the movie 13,
Oh.
and the
Oh,
first
yeah.
Twilight movie.
Loved 13.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, is that what your shirt is?
13.
I was gonna ask about your shirt.
Yeah.
Team Edward.
Yes, exactly, Josh. By Dreams. Heartbeats is exactly that. It's very bisexual.
Wait.
So bisexual.
Sorry
yeah.
to... Is that... Xavier Dolan is an actor too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he
And
directs.
he was the one I thought was hot and something we watched together.
He's
What-
very hot.
He is hot.
He's incredibly
Yes.
hot. Yeah.
Okay,
I've
sorry,
long
I'm
had a
looking.
crush on Xavier Dolan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We've discussed him
We
extensively.
have totally discussed him and like looked at many varying pictures of him and talked about.
Yeah, we've discussed all sorts of
degrees of
body
hotness
parts
in each picture.
of Xavier Dolan. That's true.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry
Keep
to cut
going,
you
Star.
off.
Wait, okay. And then there's this movie called Run, Lola, Run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the director, Tom Twyker.
Mm.
I really
Uh-huh.
like that one. And then I have other ones listed, but these are ones I actually really like, would watch again. Michelle Gondry.
Yeah.
Classic.
Science of Sleep, though. See, because everyone is like Eternal Sunshine, which I do like also. But I feel like Science of Sleep was the one where I was like,
Wait, I might not have seen Silence of Sleep.
Science of Sleep is Gabriel Garcia Bernal.
Okay. 2006.
Is that how you say it? Gael.
Yeah,
Garcia.
Gabriel Garcia. Oh yeah.
Gail
No,
Garcia
Gael.
Bernal.
Gael.
Gael,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh,
Gael
I don't know
Garcia
this one.
Bernal.
I should check this out.
I remember that coming out and not seeing it, but thinking I should see it.
It's very
But
like
haven't. Oh, it looks awesome though.
it's magical realism. I feel like all
Yeah.
the movies I like are very magical realism.
Okay.
He's like it's where like the Eternal Sunshine is like they're trying to get over a relationship. He's like out of his mind trying to get into a relationship with somebody. And then Rian Johnson, he directed my favorite vampire movie.
Oh, I didn't know he did a vampire movie.
Yes.
But he did. Wait. Oh. Well, I know he did Brick, right? That was the first one I saw, which was like forever ago.
he directed this vampire movie called Byzantium.
Oh, I don't know that one. Oh, cool. You know, also Michelle Gondry did some really cool music videos for Bjork
Yeah.
back
Oh,
in
yeah.
the 90s.
And he did the White Stripes videos that were really cool. I mean, he has like a very particular style of like
Oh wait.
lots of stop motion kind of puppetry kind of stuff.
No, wait. I
Yep.
said that wrong. That's
Love
not
that.
right. That's not.
Oh, not Rian Johnson.
No, wait. I wrote the wrong. Neil Jordan
Neil Jordan. Okay.
directed Byzantium.
Okay.
Rian Johnson
I see.
directed
He directed Brick.
Brick.
And something else that I really loved after that. Oh wait, he wasn't Donnie Darko, was he? Was he Donnie
Wait, why
Darko?
did I write his name down, girl? What movie? What was I? Oh, Looper.
Oh, Looper. Okay.
I was like, what?
No, it's all good.
But
Yeah, that's cool.
those are the ones.
Cool.
Those are my tops right
Awesome.
now. Those are my tops right now, as
Yeah.
of now.
Oh my God, Star. Speaking of tops,
Tops, bottoms,
Yeah.
versus.
yeah. Actually, I was gonna bring this up. I was watching one of your Instagram stories recently. You mentioned you were saying like, "Good morning to all
Good
my
morning
bottoms."
to bottoms
Yeah,
only?
Yeah, good morning to bottoms only. But you mentioned sides, and you know what? I don't know if I need to take away my gay card or not, but I don't think I know what a side is.
A side is
Gay
on-
card redacted.
Yeah.
Sides are. It's a grid. You can, if you're on the grid.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
pick
not
to be a
these
side.
days. Okay.
Well, okay.
Wait, so what?
If you're on Grindr, oh,
it's okay.
sorry, excuse my French. If you're on Grindr, and you're like a side is somebody who doesn't want to fuck in the holes of the ass.
Oh, okay.
They want to slurp only, maybe.
Oh.
It's maybe oral only.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Sides.
Hole? Wait, are there
didn't know that.
multiple holes in the butt or just one? 'Cause
I
thought it
meant
was
to
just one.
say butthole, like, you know, they don't want to go back and forth. So side.
Okay. So
You
it's like
just do oral.
right. Okay. So no
Wait,
penetration.
why
Well, I guess
would
that's
that
still
be on the
penetrative.
side though? Can't you be on like the top
69ing,
doing
I
that
assume,
still?
is the...
Is what?
Oh, I see.
I think they're thinking of 69ing on the sides.
Right. They're kind of like,
And or
Oh,
like,
gotcha. Okay, 69.
Right,
got
right.
it. Mhm,
you know,
that makes
but
sense.
I didn't come up with the term. It's just
Yeah.
a term.
yeah, well, like, whatever happened to, like,
Whatever
oral?
happened to oral?
You know, whatever happened to oral?
Yeah, what happened to that term?
I mean, I feel like when I was on the grids, as you're saying, back in my day of dating, like, whatever happened to oral?
Just classic oral. It's
Yeah.
not hard to understand. It works. It's
Yeah, I
something
know.
for
But I think
everyone.
when you're like someone who's only into oral, then you call yourself a side.
Okay.
Or like gay guy. There's like a, you know, there's
Yeah.
gay people of all types of gay people
Yeah.
who don't want to have penetrative sex.
Sure. Of
I
course.
think that's being called a side.
Okay, got it.
But they still want to get down.
yeah. Oh, for sure. You can definitely
get down by going down.
Yeah, get down by going down.
going.
Right.
I was engaging in side behavior for quite a bit of my relationship with this one guy I was dating.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Laura? Have you engaged in side behavior or...
Well,
What do
I
you
mean,
engage
sure,
in
but
these
I
days?
wouldn't call myself like a strict cider by any means. You know? I mean, I don't think
A
that's
cider. Now that's
necessary.
a different.
No.
That is a different thing.
Oh
Go
yeah,
on.
side.
Go
Wait.
on.
What about just something on the side?
See, that's actually what
Like
I
a
thought.
side of side.
Polyamory?
Yeah, see, I thought side, this was my prediction. I thought side might mean like, oh, I'm maybe in a relationship, but I'm looking for like a side piece, you know? Okay. It's not that.
Like I was picturing like some kind of like a. I'm just gonna go balls out here, and
Right,
I mean
right.
that in a very visual sense. Balls on the
Right.
side.
Right.
And maybe a dildo that's like strapped on to the side that you just go sideways with.
Okay, yeah.
Cider
You know what I
house
mean?
rules. Who said it?
Alexander Armstrong says cider house rules.
Side.
I like that. But yeah, that's
I wonder if like penetration by sideways movement has a different sort of impact.
Yeah, see, I was also
I
thinking.
definitely...
Go ahead. Sorry, no.
No.
Okay, well, I was
No.
gonna say,
No.
like, yeah, I also am sort of visualizing more of like, oh, you're having sex on your side, but that
Well,
doesn't feel
that
like it's a
too.
whole thing, like a whole thing that you would like put in a profile. It just kind of feels like, oh, maybe I'm like,
Yeah, I don't think that's a...
yeah.
It's
okay.
private parts on. I just thought my first visual was like a private part on the side of your body,
No.
just
yeah,
in a
it's-
different location.
Wait, let's
somehow.
Google it.
Let's Google it. Yeah, let's give the definition. Because I
Let's
was,
get Urban Dictionary.
yeah.
Yes, okay, see side. A homosexual male who does not enjoy anal penetration, giving or receiving, but will engage in other forms of same-sex activity. Fellatio, frottage, mutual masturbation, etc. Is this allowed to
Fellatio.
say
Can
on
I
your...
get
Oh,
it?
absolutely,
Side of
yeah.
fellatio.
It's 18 plus. You can swear all you want.
So,
Imagine you're at a fine dining restaurant.
for
you're like,
example-
the specials tonight.
It's what the kids tune in for.
are you a top or bottom? Gay man too. Actually, I'm just a side. This is from 2018.
Wow. Oh
See,
my god.
It's not like a new term.
Actually, I'm just a side. Okay.
I mean, I will admit, I've heard the term side before. I've never been brave enough to ask about it, though. And I just thought today would be the day. You know?
Well, now we know.
Yeah, now we know.
The more you learn.
So
Mind
side
you,
it really implies exclusivity to a certain type of thing. It like excludes a penetration.
Just
Yeah.
excluding penetration. Yeah.
now
That's
mind
all it is.
you,
Yeah.
why I went on my hello to bottoms only.
Yeah.
Tops stay up. Actually, tops sleep in the day, stay up at night, be guards. Is because I feel like in our society, bottoms always get the bad end of the stick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this town is full of bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought my job as a superstar is to give light to the lightness
Yeah.
or the darkness.
Yeah. Or the underserved.
Yeah,
really.
the underserved
Yeah,
communities. And so I'm team bottoms. Like, I support bottoms,
Yeah.
bottom behavior.
I did
and-
not know that bottoms got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
sometimes it's like bottom, people are like, oh, you bottom. And so
AKA like you pussy?
yeah.
Or also, like, I feel like there's a big thing of, like, where are the tops, you know? Like, there's often this idea that there's just so many bottoms, but where are the tops, you know? They're always
Are
looking for more
tops
tops.
seen as like the more aggressive kind of
I think in general,
of-
yeah.
between the two?
I think in general, if you were to... I think it's, like, yeah, the more I don't know. I even feel like there's like a masculine and effeminate quality to like certain things, which is so not true, of course, as well. Like that doesn't play out in reality, but I think in our heads we have this idea that like, oh, if you are the one getting penetrated, then you're like more effeminate or whatever.
And or less than. And so
Yeah.
my job as a politician is to shine a light in the dark. And so I support bottoms and bottom rights. And
It's women's rights, ultimately.
at the end of the day, it's the rights of the disenfranchised.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
hear
God!
that.
Wow.
I hear that.
Thank
I
you.
would
Thank you
vote.
for
I'm ready to vote.
bringing that message to
I'm
the
also
light of
Team Edward, so.
totally
Yeah,
telling.
Team Edward, as you can see. That's beautiful. We have
You never hear about the middles. You know what? Exactly. Versus
my God.
don't care.
yeah. Oh, don't care about verses, or do you mean society doesn't care about verses? We're just saying silent on the matter.
Yeah. I plead the fifth.
Got it.
Who's Justin?
Huh.
Justin's watching.
Justin's a 13-year-old, accordking to Justin.
Justin, if you're really 13, you should be getting out of here.
I don't think Justin's 13,
This is marked as
though.
an 18+ stream. But I think you're joking because I think you've been here before. I think this is all you're just a little jokester, I think.
Well,
Unless they're talking about middle school kids when you said you never hear about the middles. I don't know.
God.
speaking of Lost Boys, speaking of the
Yeah.
movie, because I feel like they were doing drugs. Like the actors were on drugs.
Oh.
That was their era when they were like
Highly likely.
highly on drugs, like Corey Haim and anyway, not to go
And
forward.
Feldman. Yeah, we should get there.
They were probably just starting at that point, I would imagine.
No, I think they were in
Corey
it
Haim and Feldman, maybe?
because they were like Drew Barrymore vibes,
Mm-hmm.
where she was like fully in the sauce. at 13.
Oh, okay. Like when she was like, I thought it was 12, but maybe it was much younger.
Yeah,
For
but she went to
Drew?
rehab at 13, right?
Oh, I don't really
Okay,
know much about her
maybe you're
story
right.
actually.
I know
13.
she started young, but I didn't know exactly what age.
Justin is my
I think Bryce and Justin are having a fun little time in the chat.
Justin is my son.
Bryce says for the audio
Says
listeners,
Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce said, Justin is my son. I let him stay up to watch his program on Sunday nights.
This is a great program.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
Yeah. Laura, how have you been? What's up with you? How have things been going?
Pretty good. Just,
Yeah.
just trying to stay on the side. And,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just hanging out. I'm up here at Sea Ranch right now, which is a cozy little nook. It's actually where Dominic's movie takes place.
Yeah. In fact, you're
that
in the
he
very house.
recently released. I'm in the very house in
Yeah,
which all the magic happened.
Star is mouth open. She is aghast and aflutter.
Oh my God. You're at a movie set.
Yeah.
I'm on a movie set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On location.
Yeah, she's filming He Won't Belong To right now.
It's called Bottoms Up. He won't belong to. Bottoms Up : / He won't belong
Who do you
to.
think? Who's the
Stay
bottom
on
in
the
that
side.
movie, and who's the top in that movie?
Oh my God, totally. His name is a bottom. Blonde dude. I'm forgetting his name. Sorry.
The character's name's Connor. Man, I feel like
One
we
who
should
was
just say
wearing
that
the
because.
Peaches Christ shirt is on the bottom. 100%. Let's be real here.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna say they're verses.
Yeah. Well.
What? Okay, what is versus?
Oh wait, no,
mean?
what the
I'm
one
sorry.
that's getting poked in his belly and bleeding?
Yeah.
She's the bottom.
Well,
That's
that
Peaches
might.
Christ?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
might
Peaches
be
Christ?
onto something there. I mean, there is some penetration in that film, of a certain sense.
Oh, and when I said bottoms up : / I meant colon as in rectum. Just to clarify.
Right. Thank you so much for clarifying. But yeah, I mean, there's no official answer here, but I will say you do have some penetration in that film, so you could analyze that in a certain way, and you could read into the matter, and I'll leave it at that. I wouldn't want to like categorize my characters, but like I mean, I thought about it, but
I thought about it too.
yeah.
How are you? What are you
Yeah,
up
what's
to,
up
Nike?
with you?
I call Dominic Nike just as a heads up. You can do it too if you want to.
Oh, she actually has a different.
Oh,
She,
Why Nike? Like for
because Dominic, Nike. That's how it goes.
See, because I was thinking like Hermes, the goddess of messages and stuff, and then Nike.
Wait, were you really Oh, that's how you thought I got to Nike.
Yeah.
Via Hermes. Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
Wow.
And the shoes or something. I don't know.
Oh, because I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm zipping around.
Mercurio.
Right.
I don't know.
Mercurio.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
yeah.
is a total like communication planet. Hermes is a communication god.
Yeah,
It
I
all
just thought
works
about.
there.
That's where I think when I think of you, I think of the god Hermes.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
Wow. Well, thank
Oh
you.
my
So,
God,
I mean, I
Hermes.
guess thank you.
Oh my, the god Hermes.
Yeah, oh my, the god Hermes.
Wow. Well, that's
Whoa,
beautiful.
there's something to my intuitive nature of calling you Nike. Look at that. You could be that.
But Star, you did coin Dami.
I call you Dami.
You call me Dami.
I like Dami.
Dami.
Yeah.
That
and
works.
actually, Star, I'm ready to reveal something to you right now. I was inspired by you calling me Dami, and I have been streaming on Twitch, like, on my own. Like, I've been streaming video games on Twitch, like, in the last couple months. I've kind of been, like, trying it out. This is me, plugging my other thing. But I was, like, trying to come up with a different catchy name that's not just, like, my name for my, like, Twitch channel. And so I went with Totally Dami. Because I wanted to, like, kind of come into the branding of Totally Tell Me. But then I was like, but I want to incorporate my name. And then you calling me Dami, I was like, I think Totally Dami could work.
I love that.
So I'm Totally Dami on Twitch. This is my plug. If you like video games, you want to watch me play video games, I'm Totally Dami on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Totally Dami. Not to brag. But that was inspired by you.
I would say like totally Dami sounds like, I don't know, totally fuck me. But that's
I guess
good.
it's a bit
It sounds like the word Dami means to fuck.
It
in
does
the
sort of
Greek.
imply
No,
that I'm
no offense to
totally
Greek.
dominating, I suppose. And I'm like
Well,
a total
that too.
dom.
No, but like Dom.
But I'm not, is the thing. I'm definitely not.
No, it's like dominate.
But that's why I thought it's
It's like-
funny. Sorry, go ahead, Laura.
It's like dominate me. Totally dom me.
Right. But it's like, I don't give that vibe. I feel like I give a sort of,
I know.
I
Is
think
it
you
giving
do.
totally dom me?
I'm not a totally dommy.
No. Are you trying to get totally dommed?
Yeah,
Am I
exactly.
trying to get totally dommed?
Yes, I think you
Oh.
are maybe.
Look,
No?
I mean, I'm open to both. I'm open to
Okay.
totally
You know
doming.
what? I see that in you too. I honestly do see that in you. That you're open to both.
I'm really open to
down for all
both, you
of
know? I hate to say
get
it, but like, you know, I know because I know we're saying silent
Why
on
do
the
you
first
hate
matter.
to say it?
I make
Don't
this.
hate.
Why I come on the podcast? I make it all sexual. I'm
Oh, no,
sorry.
no. Oh, trust me, this
No,
is
it
not
always
nearly
gets-
our first.
It always gets sexual.
It always
Okay.
gets-
Don't even
Whoa.
worry.
It's really
It's-
us, and
it's
I'm
all
sorry to
good.
bring you into this.
Oh, no, I
Bringing
don't
you
mind
out-
it.
We're bringing that out in you.
I've been brought into threesomes or twosomes. You know,
Oh.
I've been the third.
You've been the unicorn before.
I've been the flavor
Yeah.
of the week. I have been before. Have you?
Really? I have in my day. Yeah, I have in my day.
You've been the
Wait,
have you been the
what?
flavor of the week for a couple?
What does that mean?
You
I'm
know,
sorry.
some the people are having a little fun. Want to bring the third? You've been the third.
Oh, you mean like had a threesome?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. I hate to say it, but I haven't.
Laura's currently married.
No, it's not just that I'm married. I just simply haven't. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's beautiful too, of course, you know.
I've been and yeah.
Do you care to divulge anymore? Or,
Oh,
I mean, it's totally
thanks.
fine if you don't need. I mean, you know.
Divulge more, all you want to, people.
That's
I'm
it.
here to listen.
That's all
wanna
I got. That's all I got for this
Okay.
podcast. You know what?
No
I'm keeping
pressure.
those days of TMI doll are behind me.
It's
Yeah.
not TMI at all. It's but no pressure. But
Right,
Dominic,
right.
if you want to go for it,
Yeah,
go for it.
Dominic, do you want to go for it?
Oh boy, I mean, I definitely had
But no
my
pressure.
slutty days. You know, I had my slutty days. I feel like I'm thinking of a time right now when I
Also,
went.
Dominic's parents could be listening, just FYI. But
Yeah, but look, we can't be
Okay.
catering to the parents of the world, you know.
that's okay. I like it. I like your free spirit. Carry on.
I mean, I don't know.
It's-
No, keep going. I'm ready. No, I started it, so finish it.
I mean, there was just times in my life in which, you know, certain things. This is all years ago. These times are maybe mostly behind me, but
Maybe
you know. But look, I did once go to Folsom Street Fair, and then I went with a friend, and this friend, we had sex before, but like we were very much just friends. Like it was just a friend kind of thing. And at this point, I was like, we're not having sex again. Like I was not thinking we were going to have sex again. We went to Folsom Street Fair and we were with this like couple friend of his.
I need to know who this is, but I will
tell you
say
off
their
air.
name online. I think I might know. I don't know.
I think you might even know this story, Laura. I think
This happened in the last like 3 to 4 years.
Absolutely not. No, this would have been like 8
Really?
years ago. Yeah, this would be a long time ago.
Yeah, time goes by faster than
Yeah.
I realized, but okay.
Yeah, because
8, 3, 4, same thing.
I've
Carry
also
on.
been with Josh for almost 6 years.
Okay,
And have
sorry,
been
Josh.
a faithful partner to Josh. Except
Josh,
when
it's
discussed
not
otherwise,
true.
but we don't
I
have to
don't
get
know
into that.
Why are you
Keep
gonna
going.
you're gonna put it all on Front Street, girl?
He's literally in the other room listening to the podcast.
I'm like, Josh, are you listening?
This is not news to him. But anywho, it all just kind of resulted in a bit of a foursome situation actually in that
I thought it was
instance.
this year.
Like where the couple, like it was, and this is truly not planned. It was not like we were just like going to Folsom, having a fun time, but then alcohol gets involved and one thing leads to another, you know?
Folsom foursome.
Folsom
Yeah,
foursome.
I was trying. You took those words right out of my mouth. Something of that nature there.
But yeah, you know, sometimes things happen. What can one do at a certain point when multiple dicks are presented to you?
Wow.
What
get on
can
your
you
knees.
do?
You just simply get on your knees.
Simply
Get on your
fuck
knees and say a prayer, sweetie.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Anywho,
Oh.
I mean, do you have anything to share with us, Star? Or I mean, it's fine if you know.
Do not feel pressured.
Yeah, no
No,
pressure.
no. I was gonna say no. I've shared all of my tea before. Once when I was like first moved to SF. This is a funny story. Me and my friend, this other T girl, we're like walking in the TL. This is way back in the day, like over a decade ago. We're like walking, and then we end up going to this like smoke shop, bodega thing. They don't call it bodegas. We call them corner stores here, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're like at the corner store, and these very handsome Yemeni men were there, and I was like maybe 19 or 20, and my friend was 21, and so they were like really flirting with this hardcore. And then they turned out to be cousins, and then we ended up taking both of them back. They like left their job, and
Wait,
somebody else
oh, okay.
came to the job to take over, and they came to the house that we were staying at, and then we had a foursome.
Wow.
Wait,
And
two
they were
cousins were in
cousins?
the foursome together?
Well, they weren't touching each other.
Oh,
well,
my
hey,
God, but
I
that's
don't know.
still
I've actually met people who were related that hooked up. Cousins.
interesting.
That was an interesting
That's
encounter.
interesting.
That
No.
was an interesting encounter. That was
They would each take one doll and then switched,
Oh, I see. Okay.
but we were all in the same
Wow. Huh.
space.
Well,
Is that TM?
No, it's a what? No.
that just upped our listeners probably by.
I mean, it's a true story.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
So
So that was in the Tenderloin.
Yeah.
Wait, and that. Okay. Wait, and okay. Just out of, I don't know.
So it's
why,
more like
I
a
just wanna
swap.
know.
It was
Were
like
you
a-
living near there, or was it kind of like you guys had to go far away?
We were living near there.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's when I first moved to the city.
Oh,
Years
wow,
ago.
introduced
Wow.
right away too.
Yeah, no,
Wait,
that
where
was
are
like
you
my
from?
first like experience. That was actually one of my first sexual
group sex.
experiences.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So not
like,
even like
what?
group sex experiences, but just like sexual.
like right after I moved here, like that was
Mm-hmm.
my like probably the second.
Wow.
When did you move here, and where are you from?
I moved here from Austin, Texas when I was 19.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't one of my first sexual experiences in general. It was just one of my first sexual experiences here.
Right.
Here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was like the second one, I think.
Wow.
It was very
Uh-huh.
random. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Each take a cousin and then switch and then.
Yeah. I mean, was it a fun time or was it like a little strange or like did you get like a weird vibe from them?
No,
or-
they were very fun.
Okay,
we were like
cool, yeah.
drinking. It
Yeah.
was like partying with these random
Did you
dudes.
guys wake up the next morning together?
No, they
Like,
left.
were you?
No, they didn't
okay.
spend the night.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
just
guess that
like
was the main.
hung
yeah,
out
that
and
would be
they
the
left.
simplified version of the question.
Yeah, it was like
Did
a
they
grab
spend
and
the
go.
I spent the night with
Okay.
my homegirl.
night?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So did you guys talk about it a lot afterwards? Were you like, that was crazy. That was interesting. That was.
Not really.
we have got. Oh, really? It was just.
Well,
Don't
we'd
ask,
be
don't
like,
tell.
oh my god, like those guys were hot.
Did you both have like a favorite cousin?
Yeah, there was one that was way hotter.
Okay.
I
okay.
was-
So
See,
we're-
but then
they
the one
about
that
the
was
same
like
age?
hotter didn't have.
What?
No. Anyway.
The one that was hotter didn't have a what?
No. Anyways, so.
Oh boy, is that gonna just
No, the hotter
let
cousin.
into
Okay.
imagination going. Didn't have a
No, it's just like one. It's like
mole
obviously.
on the inside of their thigh.
It's like one cousin has like it has more of an endowment than the other cousin, but obviously like the more conventionally attractive cousin,
it was smaller.
I didn't have the endowment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't getting
Meaning they were
that
had a
California.
vagina?
He wasn't getting the California Endowment Fund grant. You know,
It's usually like that, you know. I feel like it's usually sort of like a push and pull, you know.
I would.
Wait a
I
minute.
would
Can I
prefer.
just guess what this means?
Oh, we're
one-
talking about endowment.
Endowment just means largeness.
Like, you know, like how big their dick is.
No, okay, that's what it maybe seemed obvious, but I wasn't sure if it was code for like one simply did not even have a dick.
No, he had a dick. It just wasn't
Okay,
giving
I
like.
don't know.
You know,
Was it a
one was
micro dick?
giving like, and one was like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago, and now I'm a delicate flower.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I really, I'm
Amazing.
chaste.
Amazing.
I'm waiting for.
Wow.
I'm Team Edward now.
Yeah, you're waiting for your Edward.
I'm a virgin.
Wait, so I'm sorry, but who is Edward? I don't know that. Should I
Edward
know
Cullen.
Edward Cullen?
Yes.
Did
From
I
a-
know who that is? Am I being really
Yeah,
ignorant?
no,
Go on.
Edward Cullen. He has a sister named Alice, and Jasper is his brother. And
Are they famous? Do I not know them? And
no,
am I
they
just,
live
like,
in a city called Forks, Washington.
Forks, Washington. Wow.
I mean, this is all true, actually. This is
And
all
I mean,
there's-
I believe you, but it's just like, okay, I thought I was like missing some kind of like
No,
big
no,
thing here,
and then
I was
there's
just like
this-
in the dark.
So then Bella is this girl, she moves to Forks, Washington, and she sees the Cullen clan, and she doesn't really know what's going on. They're like mysterious and spooky, whatever. And so then she kind of has this like thing with Edward.
Wait, are we talking about Twilight? Thank you. Sorry.
We're talking about Twilight.
God.
Yes, we're talking about Twilight.
Well, now that's what I thought it was. I was like, am I missing some major pop culture reference here that I'm just like totally sound like some old
Wait,
ass
Laura,
bitch? Like,
Laura, have you seen Twilight, or have you?
yes.
Oh, you have.
I mean,
Okay.
I saw the first one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Jacob. I'm not Team Jacob.
Well, clearly, you're Team Edward.
Okay,
I
now I
was-
don't. Okay, now I can't get. I don't know names. I just know Edward and Bella.
Edward is played by
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Yeah.
See,
Who
but
I can.
Hmm.
Go ahead. What? What? What?
he's not my favorite. Like I'm not Team Robert Pattinson. I'm Team Edward the character.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
Edward
read-
the No, I hear that. No, I don't know if I hear that actually. Sorry. I think Robert Pattinson is actually kind of cool in other stuff,
Right.
like in Good Time. Did you see him in that?
I did like Good Time.
He's like pretty good. In
You
that.
weren't into that?
That's attractive.
Which one is that one?
Oh, it's the Safdie brothers film.
Safdie brothers.
Where he kind of plays like a grimy. He's kind of like scheming a lot of
He's
people.
more
It's in
like
New York.
street.
It's
I
like
don't think. Is he have an American accent?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Because it's like
New
it's like a
York.
2 days in New York kind of thing. Like maybe it's just one night even. It's kind of like a wild night in New York story.
Safdie brothers.
Oh my,
Safdie
it's
brothers,
really
yeah.
good. I mean, I love.
I
them.
should see
do you,
that.
Do you know the
2017.
Safdie brothers? Are you familiar with their stuff? They did like Uncut Gems,
Uncut Gems.
Mhm.
and then that new
Those are their two
show
big
called
ones.
The Curse.
Oh, the
Or
curse.
not? Wait, did the brothers do that, or just one of them? Was it just
It was just one of them. It was just
Okay.
Benny Safdie, I believe.
Benny Safdie? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
very
they've also
talented.
done some other movies. Heaven Knows What. I also really like. It's an earlier film of theirs, but they kind of hit it big with Uncut Gems and Good Time are like the two that a lot of people I think know the most for sure.
It would be interesting to make a movie with your sibling.
Oh my god, I think that
Oh
would be
my
so
God.
difficult. Like I think
Well, they're going their separate ways now because probably it
Yeah.
was hard.
Yeah, did you hear
Guessing.
that the
If
Safdie
it was-
brothers like aren't gonna be making movies together anymore now? It sounds like they have like creative differences, and I could imagine like, especially if you got big with your sibling, and then like now you have to kind of sync up your creative visions like moving forward. I think that would be so tough because you're like you now have like more resources than ever, and you're probably getting huge paychecks and offers from all over the place, and it's like, wouldn't you then at that point maybe want to like, I don't know, I just feel like if you don't have really synced up visions, it'd be insanely difficult. Like, I mean, don't you think? How would you fare if you?
I know my little sister's pretty chill.
Oh, really? Okay.
I feel like if she wrote something, I could turn it into a script. But I don't know if we would like direct something together.
Right, like.
But I could do like a
That's-
writer, like where one of us writes the thing and the other person directs it.
Yeah.
Or co-writing, I feel like.
Oh, co-writing.
Yeah, but
feels...
imagine being two directors where you both have to be like the ones in charge, and then the power
Yeah.
dynamic. You know what I mean?
That seems interesting. I don't know why would they get into that together. What do you think about? I guess the Wachowski sisters
Yeah.
did that too.
Yeah.
No, what did
Matrix.
The Matrix.
they do? Oh,
They did the Matrix. They
Okay.
did Speed Racer. They did Cloud
Oh.
Atlas. They did Sense8.
I only
Probably
saw
some
the
other
Matrix
stuff.
But
in
now
those
they do
movies.
produce things separately.
They do. Yeah. Lana made the 4th Matrix film on her own, right?
Oh, did she?
I'm pretty sure she directed it on her own. Let me double check. I think it's Lana.
I feel like
know
it would
it's
be
one of them.
awesome to do something like that once, and then once you like the Safdie brothers are seemingly successful enough to where it seems like it would be
Yeah.
fine to
Lana.
kind of do your own thing at that
Oh
point.
yeah, it
you
was
know what
Lana.
I
Okay, cool.
mean?
And you know what? I loved Matrix 4. I feel like I'm here to say yet again that I think Matrix 4 was such a fucking fun time. It's
Didn't
like
watch it.
by far the queerest of the 4, and they're all a bit queer. But like that one just went full on like there was no guardrail anymore, I felt.
That's how I feel about Alien 4.
Alien 4 I haven't seen. Who directed that?
Awesome.
Or what's the vibe of that one?
Oh wait, was that
Winona
what's it
Ryder's
called?
in
The
it.
one named
Oh.
after what's his name? You know,
You type it in.
Yeah.
starts with a
Alien
P,
4.
I think.
Alien Resurrection?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alien
You know.
4. Alien Resurrection. Is the other
Oh.
one called Matrix Resurrection? No, it's called
Okay,
Matrix
never mind.
Reloaded.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I
There-
think I saw it though.
It's actually one of my favorite ones. Winona Ryder plays the android in
Oh.
that one.
Ooh,
Okay,
fun.
I didn't see that.
Sigourney is still
I
in
would have
it.
remembered. I
Yeah,
would have remembered
Sigourney,
Winona.
and then there's a Sigourney clone.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
No, she is a Sigourney clone. She's not the original person. She's a clone. There's like,
oh.
it actually gets
She's
really
not actually
crazy.
Sigourney Weaver.
Well, she is Sigourney. I mean, she's not the character's name.
Oh,
What's her name again?
Ripley.
Ripley, yeah.
Ripley,
Ripley's
right.
Believe It or Not, yeah. I believe her full name is... Believe It or Not is one word. It's her last name.
Yeah, her
No,
last name is
it's-
Believe It or Not.
Oh, somebody asked, is Totally Dommy streaming later?
No, not tonight, but I'm streaming right now, here and now. Totally Dommy that's my side.
That's
Speaking
your
of
side
sides,
piece.
that's
your
my
game-
side piece. That's my
What
gaming.
game do you play?
I play this horror game called Dead by Daylight. It's like a multiplayer game. And it actually has Ripley in it from Alien. It has like a bunch of horror characters. It's very like schlocky and fun. Has a bunch of horror franchises. I play that, and then I also play like all sorts of stuff. I was playing like Tomb Raider recently, like the old ones, the classics. That was a lot of fun.
Wait, is that the question, Star, that you were asking, or were you asking like what game do you play?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, were you asking like an actual game?
Yeah, I was
That you
asking
play-
like the actual games.
Okay, so I don't know. I thought it was a
I'm
different
like, what
question.
other kind of game do you mean, mamas?
I don't know, like some kind of side game.
Like sick twisted game. Like what kind of sick twisted game are you
Yeah,
playing? Is that
what's-
what you thought?
doesn't
Like
have
what
to
kind
be
of
sick
sick
and twisted,
twisted
but-
mental games are you
What
playing with
kind
me,
of
right?
game are you playing with me?
You
What
told me
game
this
is
is gonna
your
be a
game?
podcast.
You lit liquor.
Lit liquor.
You cootie queen.
Wait, what is this from?
The Orbit gum commercial.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my God.
See how impactful commercials can be on our brains.
Yeah, you know which one I always think about, speaking of commercials?
Which one?
Is the berries and cream commercial. Do you know this one? berries and cream, I'm a little lemon of berries and cream. And he's like he looks like a little leprechaun. And that's the jingle.
Yeah.
And he like pops out of nowhere. Like these people are living a very normal, it's like hyper normal, like people are waiting at a train stop. And then all of a sudden they're like eating a Starburst, because it's a Starburst commercial. They're eating like a Starburst. And then he like pops up as like a little leprechaun gremlin. And he's like, ah. And then he like does his little dance. He's like, berries and cream, berries and cream.
That. I'm a little berries and cream.
Yeah, I loved that commercial. Because it was absurdist and like kind of surreal in a weird way. Because it was like a man like dressed as a gremlin. It just like was so weird. Awesome. I love that commercial.
I love commercials like that.
Yeah.
And this is a new commercial?
It's old.
No, it's like 2005-ish era.
Oh, okay.
I want to say. It's
I
kind
don't remember that.
Yeah. I don't know. It made a lasting impression on me personally.
Cool. Well, I wonder if we should get into the movie.
Yeah, we probably should get into the movie.
We've had a couple of moments where we could have, but this has all been very enjoyable. So
absolutely, yeah. On. No, I think now's a good time. Let's talk about the movie of the hour, Lost Boys. So we're gonna be reviewing The Lost Boys. It's a 1987 classic horror comedy from directed by Joel Schumacher, and it stars Corey Feldman, Jamie Gertz, I think you say, Corey Haim, and Kiefer Sutherland, and fun fact,
Alex Winter. Don't forget Alex Winter.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure fame.
Okay, that's what he was from. I was like, I know this little twerp from somewhere.
Wait, have you seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or just the new one?
I've seen.
There's sequels. I've never seen the sequel.
Yeah. Well, there's Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which is pretty good, and then the most recent one, which is absolutely abhorrent. No offense.
Right. Oh, Star is talking about.
It came out like recently.
Yeah, Star is talking about. So I have like a little Wikipedia entry up for Lost Boys right now. There's actually two Lost Boys sequels as well.
There's
okay.
Lost Sorry, Boys... I was talking about Bill and Ted's.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But there's the Lost Boys, The Tribe, and then the Lost Boys, The Thirst, and then two comic book series as well. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of them, so I have a feeling maybe they're less regarded.
Oh, I saw that there was some to-dos with the original that came out that were like, when I was, I watched this movie many years ago, and I rewatched it again, for the podcast, and then what you just said did come up when I did the search for where to stream it. I was like, this must be some bullshit up in here.
Yeah, so just to like
the sequels, Yeah,
go ahead. Just to briefly intro it and everything. So we're going to talk about the film in a non-spoiler way at first. So if you haven't seen The Lost Boys, you can keep on listening. We're just going to kind of give our like overall thoughts and kind of talk about the movie in certain ways that won't give away the plot. And then at a certain point we'll get into the plot. But first we're going to kind of just go around and say what we thought about the movie, and yeah, we'll do some deep dives in a little bit, but yeah, let's start with you.
Oh wait, can we ask a question to the audience really quick?
Sure, yeah.
Is there anyone here who has not seen The Lost Boys that came out in 1987? Just
I think
out of curiosity. Speak now.
Yeah, speak now, forever hold your peace. But also there's going to be people listening on podcasts, so I do want to like make sure that we...
That's true. Speak now or forever hold your penis. Carry on.
Right. So, I love to start with the guest here at Totally Tell Me. So, Star, what did you think of The Lost Boys? And also, I'm curious about your history with the film. Like, had you seen it before? And then what was it like maybe rewatching it, if that was kind of a different experience, or when the last time that you watched it was. So, yeah. Give us a little recap on your Lost Boys.
I've seen it many times.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite vampire movies.
Mm-hmm.
I have another one that I really like, Byzantium.
Right, you were mentioning that earlier.
And this one.
And yeah, what do you think of The Lost Boys then?
Which I guess
you love
it. Not to spoil the fact that they're...
No, you can totally talk about the vampire aspect. Yeah, I mean, we could vaguely set it up. Sorry to cut you off again.
No.
But we could vaguely set it up as like, it's about this guy who moves in with his aunt, is it?
His mom.
Sorry, his mom.
Their grandfather.
Yeah, he moves in with his grandfather. They're staying in
him and his brother.
In a fake town that is basically... they shot it in Santa Cruz, but it's called Santa... What do they call
it?
Santa Carla. He moves to Santa Carla, which is essentially the stand-in for Santa Cruz. And he kind of gets caught up with these with this group of men who turn out to be vampires. And I don't think that's a spoiler. I think it's pretty well known this is a vampire film. And it's kind of like he's grappling with the fact. I don't know. I feel like maybe we should leave it there.
Can I just say it's a family that moves into Santa Carla because they are poor and I guess the mother like lost her job, so they move in with the mother's dad, and he lives a quirky guy, has a house, and it's how they kind of adapt to the town. The older brother gets in with these guys, and the younger brother has a different path.
Yeah.
But the older brother gets in with the bad boys in town, and just chaos ensues.
There you go. That's a good one. So
a lot of fun.
Star, what did you think of The Lost Boys?
I like it. I don't want to spoil anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the title itself is a play on Peter Pan. I don't know if you guys realize that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was supposed to be more based on. Were you gonna say that? How it was?
Yeah, later, but I don't know if we can say that now. But at some point, yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can say that.
You could, yeah. Sorry, I mean, I don't mean to like stifle the conversation.
No,
too much.
I'm scared.
You can say that right now, no problem.
Yeah, it was like
what you know about the history, the trivia.
Yeah, if
about
you
it.
know some stuff.
My friend was sending me from the writer himself was talking about how he originally wrote the film to be about kids, like not.
Wait, you know the writer?
I know. I have a friend who was like reading interviews from the person.
Oh, okay.
So he sent
gotcha.
me clippings from the interview. And so originally, like, the script was meant to be a boy's adventure set in a time before sex, like before they are sexual. But that's not what the studio wanted.
You're right.
And so then the studio made them older. The studio made them
teens.
Yeah, made them like late teens, and then brought in a love interest.
Right.
They
Classic.
wanted to be sexier.
They wanted to be sexier, so they brought in a girl. But
course.
originally, like, the girl was not supposed to be a girl.
Oh,
No, it was like supposed to be more like kind of like Goonies inspired, based on Peter Pan with kids, like little kids or younger kids, but instead they made it like about older teens so that it could be sexier.
Yeah.
I read that too.
Yeah, isn't
Keep
that
going.
interesting?
Yeah, I didn't know that before rewatching it though.
I think watching it again, watching parts of it again after knowing that, because the first time I didn't realize that, and I actually didn't realize even that it was a Peter Pan inspired movie until reading that, and then I was like, oh my god, like the Lost Boys, like they're the Lost Boys, and the boy is Wendy.
And it's like this family that they're never mind.
Not to spoil, but like, I mean,
that might have spoiled it, but yeah.
It's not even spoiling it. It's like, that's Wendy. He's Wendy. And then he's meeting the Lost Boys. Okay. So this is what... But it's like, if a boy is Wendy and you meet the Lost Boys, and then they happen to be like, not what you think they are.
Right.
They're a little bit darker. Like, that's what happens, which is kind of wild. And so I was rewatching it again, and I was like, oh, like, all the little things, like... They even play with all of, like, some of the...
bunch of nods to it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of nods to it.
Parallels.
I guess I just wasn't even thinking about that, so I don't think I caught a lot of the nods, but...
I wouldn't have caught it either, but then knowing that, something though, Star, I wasn't even thinking about it while rewatching it. I just, like, had seen that little piece of information before watching it. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god, it totally is a parallel, you know? All the elements in it are very much, like, a nod to the story of Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, for sure. And the Lost Boys title is a direct reference, obviously, to
right. It could be right in front of our faces, and we wouldn't even think about it.
It was.
I mean, I didn't think about it at all. Yeah.
Oh, the brought in the oiled bodybuilding sax player. That is one of my favorite scenes.
That I really wanted to talk about. Like, oh my god, what the fuck was that? That was hilarious. The sax player in the beach scene.
Yeah.
Not a spoiler. I mean, it's in the beginning of the movie. It's just something that should make you want to watch this movie.
Right. No, totally. Yeah.
Did you guys have thoughts about the bodybuild, the sax player? Okay, sorry. It's the musician's name is
Wait, you know the
Timmy
name?
Capello, the one who was singing that song.
Yes.
It's hilarious. I mean, no offense.
It's so
hilarious.
80s. That is like makes it so perfectly 80s.
Yeah.
It's such an 80s movie.
Well,
That's what I really like about it.
Oh, yeah, through and through, for sure. But yeah, like
Love
what?
Cry Little Sister. Sorry, I don't mean to cut. I'm sorry. Keep
No,
going. I will not
I'm good.
interrupt.
I'm done.
I don't want to.
Oh,
Your
no.
turn, actually. Your
Yeah.
turn.
Laura, let's hear from you. What did you think of The Lost
Sorry.
Boys?
It's a fun movie. It's funny because I never like loved this movie that much before. I mean, I liked it okay. I remember watching it and thinking like that was pretty fun, but I wasn't like obsessed with it. I didn't watch it on repeat the way I would watch other 80s movies, but it's got like a lot of great elements. I love a lot of the visual effects, especially in the latter half of the movie. And it's a fun story, and Kiefer Sutherland is great in it. I thought it was actually pretty well cast, and it's also just like a fun, campy 80s movie. It's a real popcorn thrill, and but there's a lot of cheesy things in it too, for sure. But God, that opening, like, it's one of the first scenes in the movie where they're at the beach and it's a nighttime scene, and that guy, he's like this major bodybuilding, like leather jacket wearing, chain necklace wearing guy, but he's playing the saxophone and he's really just going for it. And I can't get over that scene. To me, it's just like, just great. And funny. I mean, it is pretty darn funny. Come on, let's be honest. Like, it's just, the music is, I don't know, he's just so into it. I mean, he's like, can't even, and then when he plays the sax, it's like, I can't. I wish we could roll a clip.
I know,
it's just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But I love the main theme. Cry Little Sister, Cry Little Sister, so good. Oh,
Yeah. I love the music in it too. But I'll say keep going.
Gerard McMahon.
I
I feel
that
like
who does
that
that?
was maybe a one-hit wonder for them/him.
Wait, was this was that song made for this, or was that like already a popular song?
I'm pretty sure it was made for the movie.
Okay.
I think, but I mean, that song I've always loved ever since I first heard it in this movie.
Okay. Yeah. Because they play it multiple times. I figured it was made for the movie, just in the way that they were playing it so much.
They used it a bunch of times.
Yeah. It's like the theme song of the movie.
It's the main theme.
Yeah.
Good song.
It's really cool. Yeah, I loved that.
A couple things I wanted to just point out that I noticed in this movie that I thought were interesting.
Yeah.
Was, well, for one thing, I'm a big Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure fan, therefore a fan of Alex Winter, just via the vehicle of Bill and Ted's. But so Alex Winter is one of the vampires in this movie. And in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or I don't know if in Bogus Journey, but the first one, he's totally wearing like a cut off midriff showing sort of sweatshirt of sorts. He's wearing like one of those cropped sweatshirt type of things, belly button totally visible.
Yeah, I liked that look.
Same exact look in this movie. I'm like, what the hell? Why is he wearing the same thing?
That's his look.
That's his aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's his look. I know. I just thought that was really interesting. I mean, totally different character, but, well, not totally different. He's still kind of like a teen hunk, I guess you could say. But I just thought that was an interesting little flourish there. And then I also felt that Corey Feldman, and they don't really explain this in the movie, and I don't know if this was something Corey was doing as an actor, experimenting with approach, but he really is putting on this, like, it seems like a very fake low voice in this movie. He's like, oh yeah, well, you better not mess with us, the truth, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that is not your real voice, Corey. Come on, let's be real here. But they never like call attention to it in the movie or address it. And I just wondered, why the hell is he talking like that?
Well, he's consistent with it through the whole movie. He's like, ugh. That's his like character.
It is, but it feels forced, right? Like, what's going on?
It feels like a kid who's trying to be
a grown-up, trying to sound like a man.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that character, both those characters, him and the other kid who were kind of like running.
Edgar and Alan.
Edgar and Alan, that's right, I forgot. They both kind of felt like they were playing adults in a way. Like it felt like
kids trying to play adults, I guess.
Yeah, it felt like they were these like wise, they know everything about vampires. Like they're kind of like the wise elder that they have to like bring in to help understand more about what the situation at hand, So I don't know, I thought they were really funny together. I really liked their scenes, but yeah, I guess I didn't think about his voice because I actually don't think I know what Corey Feldman's voice normally sounds like. So I don't know if it's like incredibly different from that.
No, he doesn't sound quite like that in other movies. I mean, it just seemed like a real, like he was really going for it in this one, you know? I don't know. I wonder if he does that in other movies around that time. I'd have to seriously examine that, but it did make me scratch my head a little bit. Anyway, no,
Right.
I think it's fun. You know, it's enjoyable. And yeah, it's interesting. Oh, there was one other little piece of trivia that I noticed about the movie. Apparently, like in the beginning of the movie, when Diane Weiss, the mom, is walking around like in the neighborhood in Santa Carla, which is, you know, Santa Cruz, which mostly takes place on the Santa Cruz boardwalk.
Yeah.
There's a missing child poster that someone's putting up, which you see a lot of that in the movie. But then right next to that poster was a Santa Cruz poster.
That's so crazy that you're pointing this out, because I paused the movie because I thought I saw that. I was like, because honestly, in the beginning of the movie, I knew so little about this movie going into it that I didn't even know it was shot in Santa Cruz.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like watching the beginning of the movie, and I just assumed this was like a Southern California. I just always assume Southern California when I'm like watching a movie. So when they were showing like a boardwalk of sorts, I just assumed, oh, maybe this is like Santa Barbara or something like that.
Santa Monica.
Sorry, Santa Monica. Sorry, I bad with. But then as it's going on, I'm like, wait, maybe this is Santa Cruz, because they're like living in the mountains. And then at that point, that was the turning point where, like, I thought I saw Santa Cruz on one of the posters that she was putting up next to the one that she was putting up, and I literally like rewound it and paused it to double check, and it says. They clearly forgot to take it down, but it says Santa Cruz County Fair. Like, these are the dates coming up.
Hello,
Yeah.
Continuity.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, what? I was actually curious, like, why did they even bother changing the name? Because it's so clearly Santa Cruz.
Because Santa Cruz didn't want to get the bad rep for it being like a gang. You know, the way that story built around the movie makes it seem like this town where there's the highest murder capital and there's all these gangs.
So.
And people kind of internalize, even though it's a fictional movie, they start thinking about things like as if it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
So I guess Santa Cruz didn't want to have a bad reputation or whatever.
Good point, but I also feel like it would bring in. I mean, I'm sure it brought in attention regardless, just because I feel like when you go to Santa Cruz, wouldn't they, like, they probably have something about the Lost Boys there, right?
They do. Oh no, it's like total town, town lore. I mean, it's everybody talks about it. I mean, I went to UC Santa Cruz, so people would always be like, "This is where Lost Boys was shot. It's so cool." But I read this to be true, that Santa Cruz did not want the name Santa Cruz to be in the movie because they didn't want it to be associated with the negative connotations.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel like, I wonder if cities like do that as much these days. Like, it seems like now they just embrace it and just let it ride. You know?
Any press is good press.
Right.
Kind of thing.
True. In this era,
Yeah.
any press is good press.
Right. Like, Us wasn't like a big piece of Us shot in Santa Cruz. Like, when, do you remember in Us when they're going to I mean, they go to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, but I think they call it Santa Cruz. Like, and like there's the whole haunted house thing. Did you see Us?
That
Too
movie.
spooky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would definitely
I've
qualify
seen
as
a
a spooky
clip from
movie.
it
Yeah.
when I was in an acting class, because the acting coach coached Lupita.
Oh, okay.
So they showed us a clip of her, because she does that like
Right.
spooky voice.
They were trying.
Yeah, when she does their monologue.
Yeah.
And he was like, I coached her on this monologue,
Yeah.
and we made a choice about the voice.
That's a choice, all right. Okay, so to brief, sorry, I'm just gonna try and bring it back to the Lost Boys. So to brief my thoughts on the Lost Boys, I also really enjoyed this movie. I had never seen the Lost Boys before. I think I probably already said that, but so this was like a totally fresh experience for me, and I loved. You were already mentioning the visual effects, Laura, but that was like probably my favorite part of the movie was just. Not even just the visual effects, but the whole look and feel of the movie I thought was really fucking cool. Like, I love the costumes. I love even just like the colors that they're working with, like in basically every frame. Like, it's these kind of, I don't know, like saturated but then muted hues. Like, it is very 80s, as you say, like through and through. It's got like this 80s feel to it. And I'm sure it's just inherent because it's from the 80s, but I also feel like now looking back, this feels like a very quintessential, like, oh, this is what you think of when you think of an 80s movie. It's got like music, it's got the colors. I even feel like it taking place on this in this, you know, boardwalk that's you know, an amusement park kind of lends itself to that. You know, like this motorcycle gang, that's like just quintessential 80s in my head as well. And yeah, I just feel like I agree with you, Laura. I think it's really well cast too. And I also want to shout out the mom, which we've not talked about. I loved the mom character in this. I thought she was like so kind of funny in like this subtle way. Like, I just thought her character,
she's great.
Yeah, I thought her character was like very endearing in this, like, she's just trying to kind of live her mom life, and then her kids are just like, they're just fucking with her in a way, you know? Like, she's just trying to go on these dates, you know? She's just trying to have she's trying to get a job.
She's kind of the classic 80s mom. She's in a lot of movies, actually. She's great. She kind of has a similar feeling in all of the movies that she's in, but she's one of the best, you know?
Yeah.
At that time, I think.
Yeah, she was a great actress too. Like, I also loved that scene where, well, I actually I'll save that moment for when we talk spoilers. But I thought she was great. She was every scene she was in, I was like very into and kind of like laughing just in the sense of like who her character was to these kids. And yeah, like I knew this was I knew it involved vampires, but I didn't know like in what way. So it was kind of cool to see all that kind of play out and kind of like I guess the rules that they were playing with too. It was just fun to like learn about. And I think yeah, and we'll get into this in a more deep way in a second, but I think the practical effects that they used too were so fucking cool. Like I loved what they were able to do with, you know, like prosthetics and I'm not even sure how they did certain things, but I wasn't sure if they were using like miniatures or not in certain scenes. But yeah, there's kind of like this extended sequence of wild effects, and that was really cool to me. But yeah, I had a great time with it. I agree with you, Laura. It's like, it's cheesy and it's kind of like silly, but I feel like that was all just kind of bleeding into this vibe of like, oh, we're just having fun in like an 80s popcorn flick. Like it feels like the quintessential 80s popcorn flick to me. So yeah, I had a blast with it. Yeah. But is there anything else anyone wants to say before we kind of like get into more specifics and spoilers?
No, I don't think so.
I guess just one last thing. I'll just shout out the music too, which I think I already mentioned, but I just think the music is fucking awesome in this movie. Great soundtrack, and then also the original music was phenomenal as well.
Oh, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I guess there was one other detail that I was like, why him? There's this very blaring like poster of Jim Morrison like in the vamp. Well, all right, it's a spoiler, so we'll just get to spoilers.
Let's just get to spoilers. Let's take the gloves off. So we're gonna talk spoilers. If you care about that, you can tune out if you so wish. But I'm putting up the spoiler warning, and at this point, we're gonna talk the whole movie. But you know, whatever. You know, we're just having fun here. Spoilers. Laura, do you want to keep on? Do you want to finish that thought?
There's a gigantic poster, or I don't know, just a huge photo of Jim Morrison in the background of the Vampire's Underground Lair, like clubhouse thing.
Oh yeah, I
just like, why do they worship Jim Morrison of all people?
The Doors.
Like this is the 80s, you know what I mean? And I don't know, he's not like exactly an icon of goth culture, you know what I mean? Because I feel like there were things in the movie that I feel like were subtle or not so subtle references to kind of goth culture versus like hippie culture. And, you know, this is a spoiler, but in one part in the latter half of the movie, it's basically like the last part of the initiation of Michael, the main character. Mm-hmm. And they're all like basically hiding out in these these trees, and they're spying on this like drum circle of all these hippies hanging out on the beach. And it's basically the moment where Kiefer Sutherland, who's the kind of seemingly head vampire of the gang, is initiating Michael, who is now the last thing he has to do to truly become a vampire is to do his first kill. So they're like looking at this like hippie tribe hanging out in this drum circle, and they're like seen as kind of doofusy, cheesy guys, and then the gothy guys are like the hot ones, you know what I mean? And so the fact that it's like we're as the audience in a way kind of in a sense manipulated to feel like okay with the fact that these hippies are getting, like becoming the meat for the vampires. And yet the vampires are worshiping this Jim Morrison poster. Why? I don't get it. It's like he's not.
He's like a rock and roller.
Yeah, I was seeing them less as goth. I was seeing the vampire gang less goth and more just like rock and roll punk kind of.
Well, they do look more kind of hair metal in certain ways.
Right, right.
But there is a lot of gothy like tone or the obvious fact that they're vampires, but the way, like the music that we're really hearing, besides the one, if you're a stranger, the one Jim Morrison song. But the main song, I feel like, is kind of a goth pop song, Cry Little Sister. You know what I mean? And just the goth scene in the 80s is, to me, like anti-hippie. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I just feel like Jim Morrison is very much an icon of hippie culture. So I just thought it was a little bit funny that was their main guy that they're like worshiping down there. Like, why not? I don't know, fucking Robert Smith or someone, or I don't know.
Well, Justin Coleman.
Like
Justin Coleman wrote in and said Morrison kind of is a goth icon. You see his influence a lot on goth bands, especially the Cult.
Okay, well, hey, what do I know then?
Did Morrison kill himself?
Did he?
Did he kill himself or did he overdose? How did he die?
Jim Morrison?
Yeah.
I think he like burned in a house or something like that.
Oh my God.
Right, so maybe there's something like that. Like it's spooky. I think maybe it has something to do with that. Plus I was thinking...
I mean, he is kind of a dark hippie, but carry on. What?
Maybe it's because of how he died or like his death. I wasn't thinking about him in terms of that. I just was like, oh, they have this like white dude on a huge picture of a white guy.
Yeah.
It could be that. It's like what year... We don't know how old these boys are or like when they were turned vampires. So maybe they were turned vampires in the 70s.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. They could be old as fuck.
Well, maybe they were just turned in the 70s. And so they've been vampires for a decade. This is this thing about that movie where this is my favorite part of it. And that's why I actually like the movie, is this idea of being stuck in time. Like, that is what I think is interesting about vampire movies. And this one does it really well, where I feel like these boys are stuck in time. So they're stuck being youth.
The age that they became
and that's kind of what the movie is about with him as well. It's like, do you want to grow up more or do you want to stay... being a youth, which is also the Peter Pan story.
And then there was the little child who was going to become a vampire.
Who was going to be a vampire.
But you should see, have you seen Interview with a Vampire? What do you think of that movie?
I like that movie. I think they handle that question differently. Obviously, because they have like a younger Claudia. I also saw the TV show, which I liked. The TV show one, then Claudia's older. Have you seen?
I haven't seen the TV show, but the movie with like Kirsten Dunst and Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
They made a TV show on AMC. It's actually really good.
Oh, okay.
And it's like very overtly queer.
Oh, okay, fun.
It's really good and very overtly queer.
When did that? Do you know?
But they made the Claudia like older, so it's more.
I just thought it was cool, like what you were talking about stuck in time and becoming a vampire at the age that you become. The age that you become the vampire is the age you stay forever.
Yeah.
I love how they handle that in Interview with a Vampire because, someone's coming up. Hold on 1 second.
Oh.
Sorry. 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry to interrupt. Hang on.
No problem. Yeah, actually, it looks like this is a pretty new series. I had not heard of this. Premiered in 2022. Is there just one season, or is it?
It's just one season, and it's coming out in May, the second season.
Oh wow!
So
oh my God,
perfect
I gotta get
timing.
on it. Yeah.
Or just wait, because I binged it. It was so good.
Okay.
Honestly, it was really good. I guess I like vampire movies. I guess I like
of
vampire
course
movies.
You do. Yeah. And what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it, but.
But would you say that this is like your favorite vampire?
This is one of my favorites because I think it's like at the end of the day, it is kind of sweet in a way. Like, the things are interesting.
Yeah.
And how they handle everything is really interesting. And I saw it young. So to me, I'm like, oh, like, I hadn't thought of it as a Peter Pan movie, but now looking at it back too, I like it even more because I'm like, oh, like Peter Pan but vampires. Like, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
To be like the writer of that and be like, I'm gonna make Peter Pan but vampires.
Well, that's a good, obvious connection of like, wanting to stay in your youth. Like they both kind of deal with that at different angles. So it is a cool thing to kind of combine. And I had no idea that they were combining it. I think I probably would have looked at it in a different lens even if I like. So actually, I'm curious. Like, what were some of the other references?
The flying.
Oh,
they do
okay.
that thing where he's like gonna fly, and they're basically trying to like make him believe that he can fly. Like they make him drink his blood, and then they put him on the bridge, and they all fall off to fly. It's kind of like when Peter's trying to get Wendy to fly.
Yeah.
Wow, wait, okay, so but all the characters would have kind of fulfilled a certain. So it's like the Lost Boys. All they ever wanted was a mother, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, Diane Weiss was kind of the one who they were sort of grooming to become the mother, right? And then, well, it would have been like a real family. And maybe the head vampire, which was the older man, Max, or whatever, that Diane Weiss was about to go for, he would have been like, I don't know, could he be a parallel to Captain Hook? I don't know, maybe not. Because it feels like...
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like... Kiefer Sutherland's character is Peter Pan, maybe? Or would you say it's Michael?
I would say Kiefer Sutherland is Peter Pan. Michael is Wendy.
Michael is Wendy.
Because he has his little brother.
Right.
What's the brother in Peter Pan?
Oh, in Peter Pan.
John and Michael.
Oh, okay.
John and Michael are the brothers in Peter Pan, and then Wendy is... She kind of becomes the mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wendy is who they want to be their mother.
But I think in this one, it's like they have an actual adult mother, and then they're only just the youth kind of thing.
Right.
But it's interesting, like, the whole changing of the story from how it originally was. I would love to read the original draft.
Yeah.
To know, like, what they thought it was going to be. It was probably much more... innocent in some ways, which
yeah, I wonder. So like if they were young, they wouldn't be like a motorcycle gang, right?
No, it's probably just like kids at the boardwalk.
Yeah, that's really interesting because it's like it does shift a large tone. Like the tone would be shifted for sure because there's like this bad boy nature to the vampires that maybe would be a little more rounded off to just like, I don't know, bad kids, but there's like a different vibe there.
Kids who just don't want to grow up.
Right.
Which these ones still give that. They don't want to grow up.
Yeah. I thought, speaking on the twist that, the guy that she's dating ends up being the head vampire or whatever, I thought that the grandpa was going to end up being like a dark figure in some way.
Oh.
Like not knowing anything about this movie, like I thought he was going to have something going on with him just because, I don't know, he was just giving me a vibe and like, he just seemed too innocent and just kind of like nonchalant about everything. I'm like, something's up with this character. I guess he is kind of revealed as like the vampire hunter of the land, but I thought he was going to be the head I thought that's what they were building at the end, because once it was revealed, like, oh my god, he wasn't really the head vampire. Who is it? I was like, oh, here we go. Grandpa's coming home.
I thought it was the grandpa. Damn, that would have been so fun.
But I liked too that it was like this this kind of creep that she was dating or whatever.
Okay, you know that part when Corey Haim wakes up and there's a giant taxidermized owl next to his bed? Was that just once again the grandpa being a quirky weirdo, or was there something to that owl?
Well, didn't he gift him the owl and then he put it in the closet?
No, first he gave him the beaver.
Beaver, that's right. Yeah.
But were those just red herrings, essentially?
I think it was nothing.
Yeah, like the taxidermy was just kind of like they tried to make us think it meant something, but it really didn't mean anything.
Unless there's something to do with owls and beavers that we're missing
we have
here.
No idea about, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I was thinking, what about the character, the girl, The one who was going to be a vampire, about to be a vampire. She was living down
Star?
in a lair with
Oh my God! Yeah,
What?
wait.
Star. Thank you, Star.
We need to talk about this.
I know, Star.
The second that happened, that was another pause moment for me. I was like, hold on, wait. Did she just say her name was Star? I like rewound it.
No, why I love the movie, but one of the reasons why I love it.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, there's a girl named Star in it.
Oh my God, what a little coincidence.
Yeah, but I thought maybe she was the Wendy character.
I guess maybe because they had to change it, they probably blended aspects of it into
Yeah,
multiple
maybe.
characters. Because she also has her little brother. Maybe,
Right.
maybe it's like
Right.
there was versions of Wendy. Like, she was a Wendy, they got her, then another Wendy comes. You know, like,
Oh wait,
The
was that her
cycles.
actual little brother?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like some kid that she was caring for that they got. You know what I mean? That she was
Oh.
gonna. I don't know.
I thought that was her
But
actual little brother.
I didn't know.
I wonder if it's also that, like, Peter Pan, I feel like he's always been the leader of his tribe in the world of Neverland, and there's never been like a real equal to him that was like his age in the story. I mean, there was always his ultimate rival, Captain Hook, and then it was like, Wendy, who was kind of the love interest, but also the mother interest in the book. I wonder if, and also it seems to me like there were some homoerotic sort of, like,
Drink my blood.
yeah, I mean, there were definitely some homoerotic sort of hints going on throughout the movie and like undertones. And I wonder if it was like Kiefer Sutherland wanted Michael as a lover.
I was kind of also thinking just in general, like,
You know what I mean?
were the 80s just a little gay or something? Because it felt like
yeah.
when that kid, the younger brother, like when you see in his room and he's like going to bed and I think he closes the closet at one point, and on his closet is like some hot guy like with this like chest out, or maybe not chest, but it's like, I mean, he's just like this hot, like in a skimpy little outfit guy, and I'm just thinking like, God,
I think it's
this
Rob
is so
Lowe.
gay.
I think it's Rob Lowe.
Right, but like
from,
for like a
Wayne's World.
boy to just have like a hot boy on his wall, like that to me feels very gay. But like, I don't know. I think the 80s were just a little
It was
gay.
the time of that.
Yeah, like I feel like
Oh.
it's so much more accepting then for like a straight boy to have a hot boy on their wall than like now. Like, don't you think like if a straight boy has like a hot boy on his wall, like people are like, is he gay?
I mean,
They're going to be like, oh, they're gay.
Right.
yeah, well,
Right, whereas back
we
then
live
it
in
was
the
like,
we live in the worst times
I
in
see.
terms of like witch hunting for
Right.
femininity within people or masculinity within others. It's like you have to be so rigid in your
I guess,
reflection
yeah.
of gender and everything. That's the one thing cool also about this movie is like they're all wearing like earrings and makeup and the hair. It's like so gender fucked a little bit.
Yeah, the men are very pretty in this. Like, I was
they're,
also
yeah,
thinking,
they're very feminine in a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
ways, I would say.
totally.
But that was also totally the look. That was totally the look back then.
We should go back to that.
I mean, I agree. I was watching some of this. I'm like,
It came back, and it'll probably come back again. I feel like I think it comes and goes.
it
like
came back in
when-
a small way though, but like we
Maybe
were,
not the whole hair metal look.
yeah, like
that
this
is-
big hair and like ultra colorful clothes, and I guess that came back a bit, but it's like, yeah, especially like jewelry and eye makeup on men.
Right.
I feel like that's never fully
Like,
come
yeah.
back in in kind of like a grand in the pop culture, I guess. But obviously in subcultures that's always a thing. But like, yeah, it's just crazy when you go
Yeah.
back and you watch these like 80s movies, and yeah, I think you actually said it better where it is more like effeminate. Like it didn't matter how you were expressing. It seems like the vibe of the 80s was it mattered less about how you express your gender. But oddly right now it does seem like there's this preciousness on like, act like a man, act like a woman, but why?
I don't get it. Somebody said something.
Oh yeah, I didn't read it, but
There was a lot of speculation that Corey Haim's character was gay. And the director was gay,
was the director gay?
but it
Joel
was
Schumacher?
probably just a throwback to Saint Elmo Witch.
Is
Saint
Joel
Elmo's
Schumacher
Fire.
gay? I don't think
Saint
so.
Elmo's Fire. Wait, oh. Had me rock saxophone. Um,
He looks gay.
I
He
don't
does
know
have a
if Corey
slightly long-
Haim's character seems gay. I mean, he just seems like a
Me
kid.
s-
Oh, but the fact that he had is like, I guess what you're talking about.
Me scrolling right to
Poster.
personal life. Oh my God, Schumacher described himself as extremely promiscuous, saying in a 2019 interview he became sexually active at age
Well, I
11.
heard some weird stories about what happened off camera with the boys in The Lost Boys, actually.
What did you
Like
hear?
between Corey. Well, I watched the Corey Feldman like documentary. It was called like something, rape something. I don't know, something really dark. It was like an expose, kind of his whole just tell all about, his sexual experiences as a kid, as a child actor, and like his abuse that he had to go through, and what happened with like Corey, and I don't know. Oh no, it's called The Tale of Two Corys or something like that. And
They talked
I
about
mean,
this
it's pretty.
movie.
It gets pretty intense. I don't know.
What they say about this movie?
I think if I recall correctly, that there was definitely like some sexual engagement and going on between. I'm not saying like full sex, but like that there was some activity that went on between Corey Haim and the boy who was the friend of Corey Feldman in this movie.
Oh.
Talks about like an incident when they were in a hot tub and maybe there was like a hand job that happened or some other weird thing. It was like kind of the beginning of a lot of gay encounters that Corey Haim experienced, I think. But
Interesting.
yeah, like it happened during the filming of this movie. I might not be saying the story exactly right, but they talk. I remember Corey Feldman talking about one of the kids that was in this movie and Corey Haim, and then being in a hot tub and having some interesting sexual things happen when they were basically kids.
Well, to finish the thought of Joel
Research it.
Schumacher, he said that he estimates that he had sex with between 10,000 and 20,000 men over the course of his life. So
What?
turns
Who?
out he's gay.
Schumacher?
Joel
Oh,
Schumacher
oh.
is gay. I had no idea.
Oh.
What
I had
else
no
did
idea.
he-
He did do
Justin
Batman and
Coleman.
Robin,
Oh,
which
I
is
love
quite
Batman
gay.
and Robin.
He did do Batman and Robin. That has a
Damn,
quite
he
gay
directed
energy.
hella movies.
Yeah, he did a lot. The number 23, which I think was kind of big. The Phantom of the Opera, Phone Booth, 8mm, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever.
And they say gay people can't be movie directors.
Oh wow, we're looking at a picture right now of Joel, and he's, he's a beautiful man.
Okay, white gays, look what you can do. You can direct like a million movies. Yes.
Is there anything?
I didn't
else?
even realize it was gay like that. Wow, how fab.
I know, yeah. Well, now that really does paint a different picture of like, all right, well, I mean, yeah, certainly a gay director, I think, would certainly be putting in some themes,
Interesting.
at the very least, some themes.
Such an interesting. I was also wondering, what's the fairy's name in Peter Pan?
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. Which one was Tinkerbell? Maybe Star is Tinkerbell.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. But then she falls in love with, quote unquote, Wendy, aka Michael. Maybe.
Well, this is like, gender
But-
switched.
Oh, yeah, but Tinkerbell falls in love with Pan in the story of Peter Pan.
Well, in the story of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell is like jealous of Wendy.
Right. Huh, maybe they're just sort of doing a interpretation.
Yeah.
So final thoughts on The Lost Boys. Is there anything that we didn't get to that we should touch on?
Let me see. I wrote down a couple things. Let me see if I got to all of them.
Oh, there's one thing that I thought about, which is also
Oh, no.
there's another movie that I like in the 80s. It's a vampire movie. It's called Near Dark.
I
Don't know it.
It's another 80s vampire movie. Very good.
Oh, cool.
But both of
Try it
these
out.
movies have this thing where at the end you cannot be a vampire by not become a vampire, which I feel like is that happened in multiple movies I've seen, But like modern movies, that does not happen. There's like you get bit, you die,
Yeah.
or you become a vampire. There's no like turning back human. And I noticed like there's a couple movies, this one and this other 80s one, where you can like become human again. I thought that was an interesting take on the vampire thing. You know, oh, kill the head vampire, don't drink the blood, and you'll become a human again.
Yeah, because I also had never heard of that, but I was like, I also feel like maybe I just don't know a lot about vampire lore. So I was like, oh, maybe that is actually in vampire lore. Like if you kill the head vampire, then
But like the
there's
head vampire,
sub-vampires.
where? See, I think that's interesting because, I mean, I guess when you think about other movies or other vampire lore, like such as Interview with a Vampire, the vampires are all over the world and they are very old. Like the oldest one is old as fuck, and it's like going to be very hard to find that head vampire anywhere.
And it's also like, at what point are they a head? You know, like
Exactly. How do they become a head?
Like, 'cause wouldn't it all just be like a huge network?
It's a network of
yeah.
Yes.
vampires.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, at what point did they become a
That's-
head?
That's kind of the funny thing. I don't know. Oh, maybe by head they mean.
Like, of the region or something? Is
Maybe
it
they
regional?
mean like the living. So in a way, he was the father of those kids, right? Those were his sons, right? Like
Mhm.
he created them as his sons. That's probably why he chose those teens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all children need. Maybe it's like the maker of the vampires who are the ones who. Okay, let me straighten that up. Kiefer Sutherland is responsible for creating what's it called? Like the other guy, or no, he's responsible for creating Michael. And then who was responsible for creating him would have been that dad guy, and that dad guy created those other guys. So maybe.
But
no,
like,
I
who
don't know.
created
It's
the
so-
dad? You know,
Who created him? Yeah, I don't know.
like I don't know.
Doesn't quite work.
I think it's ultimately just to
It's
have
just-
a
you just
way
gotta
for there
run
to
with
be
it.
a
You
redemptive
can't ask these
narrative.
questions.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and it's fine. I mean, like, whatever.
Yeah,
It-
no,
I
it
I didn't
doesn't
need
matter.
like accurate, you know, lore and
No.
rules and whatever.
Gotta have fun with it.
Yeah, yeah. But it is interesting because I just figured I just didn't know enough about vampire lore. I was like, oh, maybe that is what they do. Maybe they have heads. I don't know. But you're right. Like in other vampire films I've seen, I'm thinking of Let the Right One In. Have you seen that movie? That's probably my favorite vampire movie. But it's kind of like, I think it's more of a vampire movie for people who don't often like vampire movies because it's like kind of just like
More
a
of a
dark
drama.
drama. Yeah, it's more of like a dark drama, but it's very explicitly vampire, but like the way they kind of get there is interesting. But in that one, yeah, there's certainly no like out. If you're a vampire, you're a vampire. That's always kind of been the vampire movie that always like speaks to me the most. But this feels more like genre vampire type stuff.
Wait, so do you? I just out of curiosity, do you like Interview with the Vampire?
I've not seen it.
I was asking Star. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I like it. I like
the '90s one.
I like the 90s one. I liked it.
Because I thought how they handled that aspect of it, like being like just frozen in time, especially with Kirsten Dunst. I mean, her ability to portray like the 100-year-old woman as a child. I thought that was such a compelling performance.
Oh, she did a great job. Didn't she get nominated for something for that movie?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
totally did.
That
So I thought that was an interesting thing.
Yeah. I also think that Brad Pitt,
See, I think
he's
Tom Cruise is
fierce
damn
in that
hot.
movie.
I
Huh?
think both. I was like, I never was into either of them. Like growing up, as like to me, they just were not my types. But then watching that again in my later years, I'm like, holy crap, Tom Cruise actually was hot as hell in that movie.
Oh, Tom
And Brad
Cruise,
Pitt's
yeah.
pretty good too.
Well, Tom Cruise plays a villain so well.
Yes, but also just like his whole look in that, and him dressed up in sort of like Victorian garb. It's a good look for him. It really works. You know what I mean? It's like he
I can see
brings
that
out
working
there's
for
a
you, Laura.
beauty in his face. It works for me. It really works for me.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should probably wrap it up pretty soon here. But yeah, it sounds like we all, I think, at the very least recommend The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So if you made it this far and still haven't seen it, I mean, yeah, check out this movie. It's great. It's classic. It's a cult classic for a reason. Star, thank you so much for being on
Yeah, thank
on the
you.
on the show today. Really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Fab. I loved hearing your thoughts, both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
What a
And
blast.
for letting us hear your song before anyone else did.
Ooh, a little secret sneak peek. Yeah, do you want to
Yeah.
plug anything, by the way? What do you got going on?
Let's see. We made a music video. That'll come out. I'm in a docu-series on Out TV,
Oh, cool.
which is a gay, like, logo style, like, LGBT channel. It's not on TV in the US, but will be on television in Canada, Australia,
Okay.
New Zealand, South Africa.
Wow, nice.
Cool.
Is it out now or is it coming out
It's
soon?
coming out.
Okay.
My the show premieres on this next week,
Oh, cool.
and then
Oh.
my episode comes out in May. I have an episode about me.
Oh, wow. That's
Cool.
awesome.
That's exciting.
Excited
and
to see that.
then, yeah, that's like the main thing. My album will be coming out in tandem with that
Oh, cool.
rollout.
Oh, is the music video gonna be part of that little rollout? or-
Yes, the
Okay.
music, which we need to chat.
Oh, we do need to
Yeah,
chat. Yeah.
'cause-
So I edited a music video for a Star that will be coming out at some point. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it. One housekeeping note that I wanted to say about our next episode: we are gonna bump it by 1 week. So we go live every 2 Sundays, bi-weekly at 7 p.m. But we are going to bump it 1 week. So our next episode will be on May 5th. TBD on the movie, but we'll let you know through Instagram what we'll be watching ahead of time. And also TBD on guests, so we'll see about that. But May 5th will be our next episode, and then we'll be bi-weekly from that point on as well. So mark your calendars 1 week later, and that's when we'll be live next. That'll just about do it. We're live again on Twitch and YouTube every 2 Sundays, 7 p.m. We go to podcast services a few days later, so you can always listen to us there. Thanks again, everyone who was watching live, too. Thanks for being part of the show. Appreciate it. And one final thank you again to Star Amerasu for being on the show today. We're so excited to have her. And we will see you all soon. Bye.
All right. Bye.